All right, guys. I got a pretty exciting box here. I mean, not earth shaking, but I'm excited about it. It's going to be some Mr. Bones candy containers. These things you probably see me open a bunch. Yeah, there's a pretty rare one in there, so we're going to look at that. And first, I'm going to start here. I was looking at this. Let me sit you down real quick. I was looking at this wrapper. I bought this, I think, 2 years ago for $10 because look at the condition of it. But this is a Topps Drax Snacks Monster Candy. And you might have seen those or remember those. They date, I still don't know when they date to. I haven't in a while looked it up. Maybe late 70s, early 80s. But anyway, I was going to put it in my binder. It takes me years to even get things from this stage to kind of the archival stage. Anyway, I was looking at it and I felt something right here. And I want to show you this real quick. I thought it was really cool. Sometimes I find things in candy packages. You might recall when I found this exact dollar in a bubblegum candy container from 1995. When was it? A couple months ago. And that's actually not the first time that's happened. I found news articles. Anyway, inside, let me show you. These were in there. So, and they go to make the wrapper. And the seller never mentioned that or anything, but I thought it was really cool. So I'm going to restore this back to, actually I can hold it like that. So yeah, it had the missing pieces. I had no idea. It definitely would have sold for way more had it been presented like that. All right, but anyway, I thought it was pretty cool. Let's get in here and we're going to see what came in the mail today. All right, I see it already. Yeah, so this guy. So about 2 months ago, the live stream is still up. Or the stream is still up on IG. You can go back. I want to say it was around February 23rd or something like that. Late February. I opened this one. It's definitely the first time I'd ever seen an army green or whatever green you want to call that. Mr. Bones. However, kind of the downer was it was missing a hinge, which with Mr. Bones collectors, people that like these, that's a big no-no. Even though that's a very common thing to happen for them to miss hinges, sometimes they're missing both. It's still something that's never going to be in anyone's permanent collection. But anyway, I was very excited when this popped up. And a friend of mine even told me about the lot, but I'd already bought it by then, or at least by the time I saw the message. Yeah, I immediately purchased it. Let's get these out. It came with, there's 5 in the lot, and there's an orange that I think is pretty interesting. It's not going to be anything too special, but we're going to see if that's a new one for us as well. Yeah, these things are beautiful. One thing I'm noticing right off the bat, and I can't remember if the old one is like this, but it has that blank bottom. You don't see that a lot. That typically means that this is one of the later ones, like maybe possibly 90s. Yeah, this one too. These could have been bought at the same time. And the orange one we just pulled. So I'm already thinking that I don't even have this one. That green one. All right. Okay, but this one does have the text on it. Okay. Let's see about this one. Yeah, this one has text too. We're going to have both of those, I'm sure. But we're going to check. Okay. Anyway, so this was the big reveal. So we got the army green one again, but this time with hinges. So that'll definitely go in the permanent collection. Notice this marbling here. This is actually sort of common. Well, it's not common, but I have seen this multiple times from Fleer. Something in their casting you'll see on candy containers, they'll have some marbling sometimes. So that's very interesting. Let's compare it to the one that came in back in February. I'm seeing a noticeable difference. This one's brighter, right? So there's that. And the biggest difference is that. So guys, the hunt is unfortunately not over because these are two different ones. So I didn't actually replace it. I've actually added more to the mystery. This happens, you would not believe how many times this has happened with Mr. Bones. This was a prolific release that started in the very tail end of the 70s, went throughout the 80s and into the 90s. So you're talking about every Halloween time they produce, I don't even know how many, millions or whatever of these. And so there's a ton of variants. And look at that. One thing I guess we could say, though, actually, now that I think about it, is this is maybe possibly a one of one due to the base and the color combined. So I'm pretty excited about that. And these two, again, there's no way I had these. I don't think I had these, but we're going to check real quick. These I'm sure we had. All right, so let's just check real quick. We're going to pull the greens first. Actually, I can do this in like a second if I put this down. Let me slide those up. All right, so these are. Oh, and one thing that's happened since I've done a live stream on this over the past 7 months is I have gone through each of my Mr. Bones, and these are all different, okay? And I had found that I had some doubles in this box, and they're no longer in here. They're actually all listed on eBay. So every Mr. Bones you see is absolutely different. They've all been checked over a million times, but I did like a final check over since I've done a live stream on these. All right, so anyway, yeah, we're going to see if we had this blank bottom lime green. So I know that's not going to be it, but just turn them over. Let's just turn them over. I'm just going to turn them all over. You guys, I know I didn't have it. Well, actually, look. Okay, well, actually, I did. Okay. Just for continuity, let me just turn them all over. Okay, so yeah, okay, so, all right, I had it. So I already had it. So let's compare it real quick. I mean, this one's lighter. Is that a big deal? I've been making it a big deal since I've actually been pretty excited about Mr. Bones in the last couple years, particularly. So while holding them in my hand, I can tell you that it's actually noticeably different. The main difference is not because it's even lighter, but it's actually more translucent. It's almost semi-trans, you could almost call it, and this one's certainly more opaque. So I'm actually going to call that a new variant for sure. So, okay, so it's kind of bittersweet. We already had a blank bottom lime green, but it is a noticeably different plastic variant. So we're going to hang on to that. All right, I'm going to slide these over. And let's see if we had the orange. I'm not going to say anything because last time I was wrong. Maybe I had it, maybe I didn't. We'll just find out. So I'm going to pull all the oranges out. Let me set you down again. Man, so it's almost or it's getting closer to Halloween. Very Halloween thing to do here. All right, so we're looking for, this is the new one. Okay, so we're looking for the blank bottoms. That is a rare one, guys. Actually, I already see it. All right, so I already had a blank bottom. I don't know why I'm disappointed. But let's put that here and compare the new one that came in. Now, these are identical. Okay, these are identical. This one's scratched. The new one that I pulled was scratched, so I'll sell that one. So yeah, no big difference. Well, I guess I better just check it all over. Man, you know, I bet you can see through the screen. It actually looks more different through the camera phone this time than it does in real life. I'm actually seeing that these are different. Slightly different. Damn, you know, this one is certainly more translucent, isn't it? And it's not a different color. Due to the translucence, it's bringing in more light from the bottom, which like that shadow from the inside, and it makes it look darker, but it's not darker in real life. Damn. Sorry, I'm a little torn here. I don't know if I want to... That one's scratched again. You know what? I'm going to actually sell... Yeah, it's not... I don't want to be that guy now. I know I'm weird, but I'll keep like subtle variants, but that was a little too subtle for my taste. So I'm gonna hang on to how it was, and I'll just sell that. All right. And lastly, well, okay. So this is orange. We can check that real quick. I am not seeing that one. Look at that. I'm not seeing this one anywhere. So that's a big surprise. We actually needed the one that looked like a common. By the way, I love the orange Mr. Bones. It's definitely one of my favorite ones. Yeah, that's one. We didn't have this one. Look, it's noticeably different. That's really cool. Yeah, that's actually something to celebrate. I do need to... Hold on, I need to make sure I didn't skip it or something. But, you know, kind of looking at this was kind of orange. Kind of looking at it, yeah, I don't think I've actually held this one exactly before. Guys, we're almost done here. I'm geeking out just a little bit. But, you know, I have to go through this every time I get candy in to make sure I didn't have that little variant or whatever. Actually, look at that. There's some more right here. Oh, there's a lime green. No. All right. All right. So, yeah. So, that's something. So, we added a new orange to the collection. So, that's cool. All right. Let's check on the last one. Yellow. Okay. I kind of just eyeballing it. It is very bright. This is a bright one for yellow. But we're going to check them. So I'm going to pull out all the yellows and put them down. Sunshine Bones. Ooh, I found one that's really yellow right there. That might be the one. Here's another one. All right. So let's, I don't know. Let's just, I guess, do this. No, let me put you down. It's kind of fun, isn't it? Just kind of looking at different colorful Mr. Bones. All right, so obviously it's not this one. This one I actually call Honey. It's not coming through the screen very good as what it should be. It's a little more subtle of a yellow, but yeah, very cool. And that's an oldie. This is kind of a duller yellow, so same with that one. So I'm just going to put up the ones that are not the ones we're looking for. All right, so these are the ones in question. Okay, this is the new one. We'll do it like this. All right, so is this a new yellow? So first, let's check the bottom. That's what you got to do. This is one of the save and trade ones. This is a save and trade. And so is this. So I don't think I want to call this a new one at all. Yeah, it's one we already had. Look at that cool Rite Aid sticker, by the way. So yeah, so anyway, that's what I go through. So anyway, I'll just sell that one. And like these two, for example, the reason these were kept and not sold is because, I don't know if you can see it, this has kind of a high embossing or whatever it's called, and this one doesn't. And they're also slightly different color. And so, see, I've kept some really subtle ones in here. Well, this one's yellow. Oh, that's that one. Yeah. This is a weird Disney World kind of a knockoff thing. All right, guys. So let's do a quick review. I know this was kind of a hot mess. It started with this. So I was really excited to see an Army Green Mr. Bones come up. I don't think I've ever seen another one besides the two we found. I've never seen this color before in Mr. Bones. But when it came here, and I bought it really because the first one I got didn't have a hinge. And all the rest of my collection has a hinge. You don't want to have ones without hinges. It's like it's always going to be damaged. But so I was excited, but when it came, guys, the more I look at it, this is a totally different color, isn't it? Especially through the camera phone, it really shows up. Yeah, so as this is even bigger than it was. But anyway, this has two hinges, but it's a different color, and mainly it's a completely different base. So these are two different Mr. Bones. So sort of that quest has kind of lengthened. Secondly, the orange one. Wait, the orange one didn't work out, so I'm selling that. What else? Oh, the green one. Yeah, the green one was a slightly different one, so we'll hang on to that. And yeah, so that was about it. All right, guys, I don't know if anyone wants to see anything. I guess we could look at some of the rare ones again, just for kicks. So the rarest Mr. Bones there is the what I call the crystal bones, or the clear one. So yeah, very rare. Brown is next to impossible to find. I think there's about 3 examples of brown out there. Tan is an absolute nightmare. I believe there's 2 examples in the world, which there's 2 clear ones in the world, but nothing compares to the clear. The clear is just cool, so it's just rare, man. Now, I have a black one from Canada, which is rare. The blue one. You guys have seen me pull 2 of these, and before I pulled 2, there was only 1 known. So now there's 3 of them, and the one, my double, by the way, is missing a hinge. But due to rarity, I'm hanging on to it. And possibly the rarest of all time is the one you guys watched me pull last year in one of my favorite candy containers I've ever seen in my life. A hot pink Mr. Bones. How rad is that? I mean, to me, all this gets pushed back and these sit side by side. Blue's going to be a close third or whatever. Okay, guys. Yeah, I'm just kind of rambling. I love to play with this stuff. I'm sorry. There's a oxblood. Yeah, I'm sorry. Oxblood is, or that's what I call it. Oxblood is extremely rare. I've personally never seen another example of that either. So I don't know. I'm sure there's more of these out there, but all right. Oh shit, there was a green one we missed. Let's check the base. Nope. Yeah, I'll get all these put back together. The thing is, I didn't have room for 2 more or 3 more. I can't even remember what I added. I think I added 3 today. So I don't know where I want to put them. I've always had my Mr. Bones in the one place because I'm still working on them. That's why I do that. I don't want to spread them out. fact, everything in this box is I'm still working on these candy lines. So they're all in this one place. So I don't know what I'm going to do there. I guess I'll have to move them to a new spot. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry for the long, rambly live stream, but I hope you enjoyed some of that. I know I did. All this other crap sitting around is just stuff that's come in. You've seen me open it recently. So I'm just kind of listing everything. It's for some reason just taking a long time. All right, guys. See you guys in the next one. Russ Van out.